back to Whiskey Dogs. Tonight we have a special edition. We have a new special guest. We're also trying something that I'm not all that into, admittedly. So, and I never drank Crown before you and I started hanging out. So,
That's the only whiskey I've ever had.
yeah.
So see, for me, it's my 10 because it's my personal favorite.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So we are trying something a little different. We tried to get a little bit of a variety going. We did not do the flavored whiskeys. I want to do the flavored whiskeys kind of separate and compare like apples to apples and get like a Jim Beam peach, a Jack peach, a Crown peach.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have the whiskeys, like, if you're shooting for flavored ones, everyone's making the same flavors now. So you might as well compare
apples to apples,
right.
Literally. You want to introduce yourself, bud?
Well, I don't know. I have to have a nickname, and I'm torn.
Admittedly, he has like really great nicknames, and we have not like really decided on which one is the best.
So, like, is my real name said here, or I'm still in secret?
I mean, you could say your first name.
Okay,
We're not gonna go with last name.
Well, my name's Phil. So my nickname potentials are River.
No.
Hang on. It's River or Howard, but you have to get the appropriate Southern Indiana on it, so it's River or it's Howard. So Howard's bad because you'll end up yelling it after so many drinks. So I'm leaning towards River.
So tonight's dog portion of Whiskey Dogs, we have Winnie Baby, as always. We got Nico Klaus,
The train.
freaking freight train. You guys can hear, I'm sure. And then Nimbo's around here somewhere.
Oh, here he
There it
comes.
There it is. Freaking man's over here.
He had to get his strut in.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Can't walk strong. Let's talk about what we got tonight on the lineup. If you're going to watch the whole show, if you're going to watch the individuals, we have Old Reliable. This is just straight up Crown Royal. That's why it's a big bottle, right? Because that is your favorite.
Well, and you can, like, no matter where you're at, you can probably find that.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of the state, location, here in the U.S., pretty much every liquor store is going to have Crown.
Goes great in a lot of stuff. I actually don't think I drank it maybe count on one hand before you and I started hanging out. Drink it a lot more consistently now. We have the Texas Mesquite, which Phil and I have actually had one other time, but we're going to try it again. Fresh bottle. We have the Blender's Mash, which obviously you can see we drank out of. And then we have the Reserve in the little baby bottle that I picked up. I got the little baby bottle, admittedly, because we're just going to try it. I don't know if either of us will really like it. And I'm typically not a Crown Royal guy. So if I don't like it, that will be leaving with Phil.
River.
With Riffer.
It'll go floating down the river.
Riffer. It's going to go floating down the Riffer when it leaves. So we have our BC Limited glasses here. Brian Compton. Awesome guy. He's not sponsoring this show. I just really love all of his stuff and kind of the message he stands for. Good luck, buddy. Ready to start?
Sure.
I think we start with Old Faithful.
I mean, might as well, right?
Might as well.
Get the baseline.
Yeah. Straight up Crown. Riffer here has requested an ice cube.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes the river needs water.
Yeah. See?
Maybe that's why we call him River.
We call me River.
We
'cause
could
Tom
call you
loses his
Ice
shit.
Cube.
I don't know why it's so funny to me.
Because I put such emphasis on it.
It's just the way you said it that one day, I just lost. So this does not have a very strong nose.
No, it's not like it. It's Crown. It's whiskey.
So you're about to see the uninitiated and the snob go head to head on this.
Yeah, see, because like again, this is my 10. Your 10 was something I've never even heard of.
It was very good though.
I don't doubt it. I mean,
You know what? This actually does smell really sweet. It's got kind of like a corn, but kind of like a little bit of vanilla to it. You know, it's almost like a cornbread, like a sweet cornbread, which you wouldn't expect out of Crown Royal.
well, I mean, and like, what is the blends? You know what I mean? Their big thing is it's blended Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, and they do that for fidelity, and that's so
Right.
that, you know, when you drink it here or in Toronto or in South America or in
Canada.
it's the same. Yeah.
Right.
Canadian.
So it is part of the Crown Royal Distilling Company, which is in Toronto, which is in Canada, which is America's hat. I have that per a thoroughbred Canadian. I'll
So if
call him
that's
right
the
now.
hat, then what is Mexico?
You know what it is.
It's the beard. It's the flavor saver.
The flavor saver. Okay, so what we do, Phil, is get it, you know, normal smell.
I already took a drink, so
Well, we've all also already had it, so
yeah, right.
you can kind of open your nose, open your mouth, breathe in through your mouth, you can kind of smell it a little bit deeper. So usually take the first sip, First sip usually doesn't count. And then take a second sip and make the flavor.
I don't get the corn. Like, I've tried your trick with the, like trying to open the taste buds when you open your mouth, but like, it doesn't. I don't get corn.
It is pretty sweet. There's a little bit of vanilla. It's a very, very light flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like a dark whiskey. Like, I mean,
this doesn't. This
dark's
really,
a bad word, but like,
the color's good on it though.
mm-hmm.
I think what's good about this is because it's just sort of sweet and smoky.
Mm-hmm.
It can go in anything. If you want it in Coke, cool. If you want it in Dr. Pepper, cool. If you want it in a whiskey sour, right, be good there too.
It kind of Well, I think that's that blended benefit again. You know what I mean? It's and it's going to be the same.
Right. 6 years ago, I'd have told you Crown Royal is garbage, pour it in the trash. That's the best way to drink it. And now I'm like, actually, it's not that bad.
Well, I mean, until I met Big Sean here, never drank straight whiskeys either.
Okay. What we do on the show is we do a ranking system.
Right.
And we give it a number out of 10. What do you think? Now, again, this is the first whiskey you've ever ranked on here.
Mm-hmm.
So this can be whatever you want.
Well, I mean, honestly, so
And then
6
you said,
years.
This is my 10.
Right. Well, 6 years. Yes, you want to call this my 10, but drinking others with you, I can't call this 10 anymore
Right.
because
Get a little more exposure.
Right. I mean, I was stuck on this because, like I said earlier, you can find it anywhere. Hell, you can find it in gas stations sometimes.
If you're lucky.
You know what I mean? So I know now that it's not a 10 because there are better whiskeys.
Okay.
Not even better. There's just, I don't know what that word is that I want there, but like, I mean, being honest though, I mean, if you're just looking for a drink, a mixer, something to sit back and sip on, Old Faithful, I mean, I'd put it at like 6.5, 7,
Okay.
like somewhere where, I can grab it. I know it's that. No questions. I'm good. I can walk down the road.
Float down the river.
Oh, there we go.
There
Float
it
down
is.
the river.
There it is. Float down the river.
And and that's where I'm at with it.
All right. Hey, you know what? I'm the biased one on the show, and Uncle Mike hates this about me. But I like to attach certain feelings and memories and things to certain liquors. Like I talk about my favorite liquor of all time is the Old Scout 7-Year Rye. And that's because I drank that. It's actually really, really good. Don't make that face.
It's just rye. It's just not
It hit you in the teeth too, but it was like 117 proof. But no, I really like that
dirt flavor.
No, it's delicious. So I drank that whiskey when I met my wife, and I got into grad school in that period of my life. And now my favorite whiskey is Old Forester Prohibition style because I drank that the year we got married and all that stuff. So I do attach numbers to it, and
and that was a big part of your blend too, right?
Yeah, the blend that I'm making.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'd be right there with you. I was thinking 6'4", 6'6", so definitely in the same spot. Now again, 5 years ago, I'd have been like it's a 2 or a 3, but because it has been so many nights around the campfire at your house and all that stuff, the memories attached to Crown Royal now boosted up in my mind.
Sure,
that's where I'm at.
Absolutely.
It's a hot one. Okay, so number 2, if you're watching the full episode, so we're gonna check out the Crown Royal Blender's Mash. And is this one that I found, or is this one that you found?
You found it.
Okay, so it is aged in American oak barrels. Apparently, the Canadians realize that we do it better. It is the Blender's Series from the Crown Royal Distilling Co., which is in Canada. So apparently, they made this in Canada, and then they aged it in our barrels.
Well,
I don't know.
Is that's not the one where it's only one of the blended whiskeys, right? Or is that still both?
No, this is blended whiskeys, but then it
Okay.
is aged in the American barrels,
Right.
as opposed to their barrels.
Right. We had one where they just had selected one of the whiskeys that they blended.
Yeah, like a single barrel.
Yeah, and that was terrible.
Yeah, I don't even. In my mind, this would drink closer to a bourbon, just because it is aged in the American oak barrels, just like a bourbon is. Bourbon has a lot more like standards and rules, especially if they're bottled in bond. Again, Riffer's going to go with a little bit of ice in his because he's a child.
Well, I also need this watered down because this is hot.
I mean, right out of the gate, you get more flavor out of this. I mean, there's some spice in there for sure. There's a little bit of fruit to it. What is that fruit, dude?
I don't know.
It's like a grapefruit, like a citrusy, not like a lime or like an orange, but a little bit more You know what? I like this better than Crown because it is more in my...
Sure, it's
Dang.
approaching that more bourbon, that
Yeah.
heavier, burns in the back of your throat, like
It's a lot more oaky.
ridiculousness. Yes, I know.
There's a lot more kind of smoke and kind of earthy flavors.
That's what I'm getting more than anything. Smoke.
Yeah.
It's almost like it has liquid smoke in it. Like,
I got some stuff you could drink, buddy, that you would disagree. But no, this is I like this. This is more like a bourbon. This is more like what I would drink. I don't think it would mix as well. So I have my wife's phone here because this is the master list that we have so far because I'm thinking about where I'm going to put this. This is going to go right about a 6.9 to 7. That's kind of where I'm at because we went about 6.5 on the last one. I do like this better. I know you don't. So whereas my number went up, I'm sorry, Riffers is probably going to change a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna go probably about a 6.9, which for the master list puts it right on par with a Wild Turkey 101 rye. So
I would agree with that because I don't like that one either. So, but so yeah,
but for
me,
you, that's not a 6.9.
yeah, right. Like no, but like for me, like especially in this review, like I constantly go back to this because this was mine. This is what I drank for 21 to now. So for me, yeah, it's definitely down. I didn't start drinking whiskeys till after 21. Beer,
I didn't either.
beer with the other guy. Don't drink underage.
We didn't.
Okay, Scouts on. But no, for me, it's like a maybe a 5.
Maybe a 5.
Yeah, it's
ooh, much more harsh.
Well, I mean, I was already done with the Crown by the gradings, so
Yeah.
Okay, there you have it. Riffer, it's going down. I'm gonna go up a little bit on the Blender's Mash Crown Royal. I think what's unlucky for most people is I've not seen this in a while.
I think it was limited.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
So-
Occasionally, you can see it advertised at like CVS
Okay.
and Walgreens, like whatever's local in your area.
Off the wall kind
Yeah.
of place. So
Yeah, past that, I have not seen it. Like maybe you have that obscure little liquor store in your town that doesn't have, much stock rotate out, but
right.
Uh,
I for the life of me, I don't remember the price point on this. I mean, if you've had Crown costs the same no matter where it is, unless you're in Seattle.
extra taxes up there.
I think this was a little bit more.
I think
So I think for a little bit more, I'd probably pick it up. I think it'd be
Yeah,
okay.
well,
If
especially
we're
if
talking
you're-
double, no. I'd say
If you're
pass.
dipping into the bourbon world for the first time, and say you're like me and you were stuck at this for a long time, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Like, something to start getting you towards that little hotter, little bit more oak, a little bit more of everything, because there's just more in it.
Yeah, there's a lot more depth.
Right.
For sure. Cool. Okay, so next up, if you're watching the full, we're going to check out the Crown Royal Texas Mesquite. So this is blended Canadian whiskey infused with Texas Mesquite wood flavors. So this is technically a flavored whiskey,
Oh, it is.
but not in the sense of it's an apple, it's a this, it's a that. So this says, we drew inspiration from different styles of regional Texas barbecue, marrying its smoky soul with the creamy heart of Crown Royal Fine Deluxe whiskey. This bad boy is brand new.
Did you forget? Oh, you still committing.
Feels like, okay, that's good.
That's yeah. Like, if it tasted as good as it smells, like, I'd drink this thing.
It does smell like some good barbecue.
It does. Exactly. Like the label says, it's like, hey, you put this with barbecue, Texas barbecue, you're good. But it's
you
like,
can literally taste like almost like a charred pork or brisket is what it smells like.
What's the difference of putting ice in versus not? Because
so-
I don't think we've addressed
Putting
that.
ice in will allow it to open up a little bit more. You run the risk of it separating a little bit if it is a flavored whiskey, but with the amount of ice he's got, it won't be that big.
Well,
of a deal.
actually, you can see the swirls.
Is it kind of so? Yeah, you run the risk of it separating a little bit.
I don't know if it'll show up on camera or not, but
This thing doesn't have any legs anyway, so
yeah, it's still not good.
It tastes like McDonald's barbecue sauce.
It's the lingering after, like it's just not good. It's so not good. It's just stuck on the McDonald's. You go get some for a taste comparison.
Everyone's seen it.
It does. Oh, it's so.
Ooh, I'm gonna be mean on this one. I wonder what the sales were on that versus that. Or
Well,
that.
like, you know, this might come back. This has never left since it was released. Obviously, you can't touch this. This was one summer.
Yeah, I've never seen it since.
Yeah.
For now, this is a 0.5.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't. Yeah, it's a 0. Like, it doesn't even get on the scale.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be as harsh on it as I was as Smash Bill from Cardinal Spirits. That's the worst thing ever made. That was a -2. This is a 0.5. I would order. Sorry, this is a 0.5. I would order this over that.
Well, and also, like, I
But
mean,
if
your
this
list
is
is
the whiskey they had. I gotta say, I'm drinking vodka.
Oh yeah, that is bad.
Yeah.
Well, and like another thing too is like, you know, we just tried it straight. We know in that mule setting, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But you also put ginger beer, lime, simple syrup, like, you know,
You know what it'd probably be really good with? Chicken nuggets.
all crowns keep like the crown.
Yeah,
To
this
them.
one's a big crown.
Well, I mean, it's flared out, and then they just have the crown on it.
Yeah, I think like these little monarch looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Okay, so I thought I'd spare everyone the little crinkles of getting the wrapper off. We just bought this. Like I said, we got the little one because I wasn't sure about it, and because they had a little one. And the little one, this was $30.
Woo.
So it is a little pricey.
I think this was 45.
Not even.
Not even.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, like legitimately, this size bottle of this, which they do have, I think was like $69. So it is a little. That's in Bloomington, Indiana. We did find it in Indianapolis, Indiana, about $15 cheaper. So depending on where you're at, it could be a little cheaper. I've never had this.
Nope.
So this is the first for me and Riffer. Riffer is going to do this one proper.
No ice.
To speak his language. He's going to do this right.
Right.
So this is another blended Canadian whiskey. Each barrel of Crown Royal has a unique character. So this is a hand-picked.
What's XO and XR then?
So those are probably single barrels.
Oh, okay.
Versus these are, I like
Still
these
mass-produced,
5,
but I'm gonna put
blend
these
those.
aside.
Yeah, so this is a blender's mash, so that's gonna be, you know, he had something to do with formulation. This is he picked out the barrels, mixed those exclusively, and so that's how you land on this. It says, this fine whiskey is a gift of my appreciation to all Crown Royal enthusiasts.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
I feel like they wrote that just for you, Riffer.
So right out of the gate.
That's completely different.
I'm getting
That is weird.
Yeah, I'm getting some butterscotch, a little bit of this. This smells like a bourbon. This
Yeah, like nothing compared to this.
Yeah.
like at all.
This is like if this is subtle and nuanced.
This is all of it.
More, yeah. This is
Like-
what this was missed. They took it out of this and put it in this. Apparently.
yeah,
Now you see why I filmed these. It's entertainment.
bro. It's like there's honey or something. Like that's so sweet. Yes. This is dangerous. like I'm bummed because this will not be coming down the river. Like
this is sailing down the river.
This is staying at Big Sean's.
This is good.
It's
It's got a great nose. I mean, you really get a lot of the spice, a little bit of the fruit. Kind of like we talked about with this. You know, there's a little subtle fruit to it. It's not a lot, but then it really is mellow and caramely. A little bit of butterscotch and some brown sugar for sure. I'm surprised how much I like this.
yeah, me too. Okay, well, because like again, I'm
I
at
feel
your
so
like
excited.
yeah,
I
I'm at
love
like
it.
your
I
generic
love it.
guy. Like, you know, and then this is like, I mean, it's open with, you know, and it's so different. That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
I mean, it's you don't think this could be this, like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, if I drank this blind, I would not say this is a Crown Royal.
right? Ooh, that'd be a good episode too.
It's coming.
Just like get all the.
Riffer, calm down. It's coming.
I'm sorry.
I suggested that one when I get to pour them and be like, here you go, what's it?
Yeah, no,
This is, man, I don't know. XO better be really good.
Dude, that's the thing is it's like if this is, you know, so in their hierarchy, you know, XR, extra rare, XO, extraordinary or something.
Yeah.
And then this is just reserve, right? Is that
Yep.
what this is
Reserve.
called? Yeah, reserve. Like those two have to be insane.
I've not had them. So
Yeah.
this is the first time I'm having this, and I can honestly say, yeah, the depth is definitely there. It's got a good body to it. It's got a good nose.
Does it have an up and down, or is it just
It's
up
definitely got an up and down. It's it's a little fruity at the top, and then it kind of mellows into some spice. And it's a honey, it's a brown sugar.
I just like I can't even come up with words like for that. Like, you know what I mean? For me, this is a potential topper of like this could leave. And that could, like, this could hit the bar, and I'd be perfectly fine with it.
They should just stop making this one, just leave them all a little longer, because this is excellent.
Yeah. Well, and like if you hang on to it, and I know that you probably do this, like the more, it's hot because it's approaching
There is
bourbon.
a little bit of bite,
but it's sweet though still. Like it keeps its sweetness
yeah.
all the way through the finish. Like I don't.
Yeah, so Andrew McKay is the master whiskey blender at Crown Royal, and I gotta tell you, Drew, you did good.
Oh, he killed it on this.
See, now I have the problem of where am I gonna put this? Dare I say, this is an 8.4, 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely.
This
I
is
mean,
a significant step up. I'm not just saying that because we had this nasty shit before. This is truly a step up.
for me, not being that heavy into whiskeys and bourbons and all that stuff, I mean, that's like a 9-10. I mean, that's like,
Really?
yeah, that's delicious. I mean, I could drink that. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, the best one I've had in the last, 6 years, because I didn't drink whiskey till May. So I'm going with, it was probably that 76 that I got you for your graduation.
Oh yeah, the Maker's Private Select.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was good, and this is better.
I'd put those two
I mean,
pretty close.
I'm gonna say that's Riffer's 10.
That's Riffer's 10. We have a 10.
Woohoo!
I mean, but and the next person to try it could be like, God, that's dog water. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone has the same palate.
I mean, I can tell
We
you.
aren't literally giving the dogs whiskey.
No.
Just
But
throwing
I
that
tried
out
to
there.
make a dog reference. It's whiskey dog. I mean, come on.
Again, we don't need sued for it.
All right, true. Feed is vicious.
I can tell you, as a whiskey guy, self-proclaimed.
Okay.
You're part of the review. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Nico. So, yeah, no, it's very good. And I can tell you, as a whiskey guy who's been drinking a few whiskeys in my day, I don't think a true whiskey guy would drink that and go, oh, it's not very good.
Right.
I think if they did, it would be because, it's a Crown Royal, it's Canadian whiskey.
Right. That would be the thing. So, like, so Mike's clueless to this episode. Uncle Mike.
Uncle Mike refused to be in this episode.
So that's the one I want to put in his blind taste test.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that way he's like, oh wow, blah 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 blah.
This
And then
has
when you're
gotta be
like,
an 8-year.
and then when you're like, oh hey, by the way, that's Crown Royal Reserve. He goes, oh, what?
Yeah.
Like I mean,
no,
like
we have to do that.
yeah, exactly. Like I mean,
Nico, what do you think?
it's a yes. I heard it.
All right, he approves. Klaus approved, and it's a Riffer 10.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned for next time.
Thank
Have a
you for
good
being
one.
on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I literally never would have done this if not for you. So I can tell you honestly, I'm
Like, and and that's the thing I can say too. Like, 21-year-old getting into whiskey for the first time. Yeah, that's going to be the most readily available thing you find.
Mm-hmm.
If you tried that first,
That
you would
it
you
would've
would
ruined
never
you.
go to this.
yeah.
If you tried this first, you're never trying whiskey again. Because
Right.
you're like, what
This
the
is
hell?
what whiskey tastes like.
Why do people like this?
Right. You balling on a budget, you get you some Canadian Mist. You got a little bit more money, step up to this. If you really want something special occasion, I would recommend this. I'd probably go ahead and ignore these two.
I would say that is like a great wedding gift of a person that likes whiskeys, or like a graduation gift. Like, when
Or
I
like
look,
gonna have a baby.
yeah.
Yeah, low key, I might be picking up another bottle.
I mean, if that happened, I mean, it wouldn't be refused. I mean,
Well, I'm gonna say, let's go ahead and just keep it 100, right? Like, let's get, if I got you that bottle, said, hey man, congrats on having the kid. That's a good gift.
hell yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
That
what
was
I'm saying.
like, so, I spent almost an hour in the liquor store trying to find something that I would feel that you thought was special for your graduation.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, he's had all these, he's talked about this, he's had that, he's had this.
Frank the Tank going in over there.
know, and then
Pops.
there at the end of the kiosk, there was these, Big Red Liquors, which is our local liquor store, exclusive. We asked for these
Yeah.
specifically, and I was like, so he'll never get this again.
Right.
That was my idea. I was like, he'll never get that
I
twice.
haven't seen it since.
Well,
So
I don't think they even make
yeah,
single
it's not,
batch.
It's not real. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know that they do. But no,
Unless
I mean, that
someone-
is the fact that I can go to the liquor store, buy this week in, week out, as long as it's there. That's amazing, I think.
And that they have the smaller bottle. It's a little more budget friendly.
Right, yeah.
$70 on a bottle is kind of up there. But hey, $30, pick it up, drink it over the weekend.
Yeah. Long weekends, short weekends, whatever. No judge.
Tuesdays, whatever.
Thirsty Thursday. No judge, no judge.
Yeah. No, pleasantly surprised is what we're going to title this episode
Absolutely.
for the Crown Royal Reserve.
Shock and awe. That's all I can say.
All right, till next time with Riffer, I'm Big Sean. Catch you guys next time on Whiskey Dogs.